Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Miraculous Ladybug, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and welcome to our mid-season 2 Miraculous Ladybug panel discussion. This is our first panel for Miraculous Ladybug, and we will see how this goes. We are talking about the first 15 episodes of season 2 of Miraculous Ladybug, so make sure you have seen up until Frightening Gale and every episode prior before listening to this podcast. But we do Ladybug weekly, or, with this show, it's whenever there's a new episode, recaps here at overlyanimated.com. Find us at overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Ladybug on iTunes. Subscribe there. On YouTube to not miss any of our future Miraculous Ladybug podcasts. We haven't done a panel before, so you might not know what this is. We'll be meeting our panelists in just a moment, but this is like a normal podcast, except a game show. We're doing, I'm going to ask them questions about what they think the best episode was, what the best characters were, and then I will grade their responses based on entirely arbitrary criteria, especially including uniqueness of answer. So, probably the thing you'll see me dock off the most for is if someone repeats an answer. I want entirely unique answers here, and I'll grade them out of 5 for each answer, and we'll determine a winner of the Miraculous Ladybug mid-season 2 panel. And then at the end, more on this at the end of this podcast, but let me know if you guys like this format, because we are considering potentially twice a week or twice a new episode Miraculous Ladybug podcast in addition to the recap. So let us know what you think of the format. But overlyanimated.com. We're grading. It's a panel. Let's meet our panelists as we introduce the first question here. And the first question we'll be asking is, which episode was your favorite so far in season 2? Again, that includes episodes 1 to 15. Favorite, not necessarily best. So any answer is acceptable here. We'll be starting with panel legend Andy Potter. Andy, how are you, and what is your favorite episode of season 2?
Well, Dylan, I've decided. Your rules are rather one-sided. I can't win without a gimmick. This is mine, and I hope no one will mimic.
Andy, this is the straightforward question. What's the gimmick?
Yeah, are you already?
To your question, there's only one answer. Frightened Gale is just too good a singer and dancer. Her rhymes and fiction are too good for fiction. The humor and insanity borders on inanity. Marinette and Adrian are as thick as pigskin. I could go on for an hour. This is like my superpower.
Oh.
Do you have any more?
I didn't think I need to do that score. But because you've asked, the second verse will be a brain blast. Cataclysm and optimism were a highlight. I couldn't stop laughing with all my might. Hawkmoth 2 was caught in the spell. Chloe showed up to make things less than swell. Marinette almost had self-control. Well, for the role of Ladybug, she didn't enroll. The episode was so funny, the rhymes were sometimes barely punny. For once, the dub was a must. This episode being first is entirely just.
Anything else? Yes, more, Andy? Third verse?
Dylan, I plan to rhyme all night. This is going to be pretty hard.
Okay, so we're stopping at 2 verses. I don't believe that you're going to rhyme all night, but wow, I hated that, but that was impressive. Okay, so we're starting off strong here with Andy giving an entirely rhyming answer, saying Frightening Gale is the best episode of the season. Yes, Andy, that is your full answer, correct? Yeah, okay. Sure.
Thank you. I'll take a bow. I'm ready to win the next question now.
I don't understand. Okay. If Andy might jump in with more rhymes, it seems like, but that's Andy's first answer here. Probably shouldn't have put him first because that was absurd. But next we have new co-host here, Ladybug expert and Marinette appreciation captain, Sarah Dolman. Sarah, hello, and what is your favorite episode so far in season 2?
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. I really don't know how to follow that.
Just don't rhyme and it'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh God, that rhymed. Okay.
So, I have to say that my favorite episode is the best episode of season 2 so far, which is Repost, because we have Marinette and Adrian starting out being extremely super cute dorks while he's teaching her how to fence, and then Kagami makes her big dramatic entrance, this brand new character, and we have the highlight of the episode for sure is Ladybug and Adrian rather. That's that they win the episode for me because they're, Adrian protects Ladybug. We have Ladybug being super protective of Adrian. They're blushing the entire time. We have Ladybug kissing the sarcophagus, which is super weird, but I freaked out anyway. We have Adrian blowing that kiss at Ladybug, which I died basically. It's too much for my Ladrian loving heart. It was amazing, and that's my answer.
Yes. Okay. That's a good unique answer. I didn't expect to see you repost as, but a ton of good memories there. The sarcophagus. Yeah.
Dylan, can I just be honest with you? That was going to be my first choice for my answer.
Okay, well, you're out of luck, Steve. So you'll be going after Alex. So you think of a new answer in the meantime. But okay, good stuff there from Sarah. Next, let's introduce our third panelist. It's Alex Bonilla. Alex, hello, and what is your favorite episode of season 2?
Bonjour à notre écouteur de podcast. Je pense que le meilleur épisode de la saison 2 de Miraculous Ladybug est Les Collectionneurs. Cet épisode était un des meilleurs épisodes de Gabriel Agreste. Les Collectionneurs est le premier épisode qui élevait à Papillon à l'état d'un méchant vrai. Son plan d'auto-acclimatisation était un risque. Normalement, on l'a vu seulement de sa chambre. Et les séquences de combat entre les collectionneurs, Ladybug et Chat Noir étaient très amusantes à regarder et bonnes à exécuter pour ces programmes. Les collectionneurs donnaient le ton un peu plus sérieux pour le reste du programme comparé à saison première. Et pour ces raisons, les collectionneurs est mon épisode favori.
So do you know French, Alex?
J'ai I took it in high school.
Okay,
I had to
at least there's that.
I dusted it off.
Okay, there's going to be people who speak French listening. They're going to criticize your French, I assume. But...
Well, I speak French.
How is that French?
Please.
It was not that. Taman.
So he said the collector, and he talked about akumatizing. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so TLDR.
No, don't. Don't give to the full thing again. But
basically, I think it set the tone of being a little bit more serious this season compared to season 1. I think it's Gabriel's best, one of his best episodes. And the fight sequences were much better compared to season 1, I think. So this set a more serious tone for the rest of the season. That it set a good tone to keep going with.
Okay. I don't know what I was expecting from a panel about our most ridiculous show or our most ridiculous format, but somehow this has exceeded all ridiculousness expectations so far.
That answer was even more absurd than any I could possibly inferred.
Pourquoi?
Oh God, Andy! Oh my God! Define inferred. Is that what you said? Would you infer? Okay, I don't know. I'm going to criticize the rhyming if this is going to keep going. But if he just answers in English, it's already going to be good, a high mark, honestly, because non-rhyming English. That's all I'm expecting at this point. So, last panelist is Steve Zeck. Steve, hello, and what is your favorite episode?
Don't worry, Alex. You've been watching Pop Team Epic, haven't you? Okay, my answer is Pop Team Epic. Day of a
No, go.
Okay. My pick is Zombizo.
Zombie Zoo, yes.
Yeah, Zombie Zoo. Yeah, that's the one I saw. It's the long-awaited return of Chloe, who's been absent at that point for like 6 episodes. It seemed maybe she got lost. Maybe she went chasing after Glasseric or something. I don't know. This was like the follow-up. We finally got to the Despair Bear episode. And I thought those 2 episodes go great together, and we have a lot of good shipping moments. I did love like any little bit of Julika and Mylene. I'm always a fan of
Julika and Rose.
Julika and Rose. I know Julika and Rose. Yeah, I love those 2. But yeah, but Chloe, man, she's like the star of the episode, and we got very little of Chloe, but. She made up for it because I love that we're getting some development with her, and except for like the Siren episode, which I thought was a little bit of a step back, but I love how now Hawkmoth pretty much has to rely on something else to get his victims. Now he has to get down to just getting people angry on purpose.
Yes, as extensively covered on the podcast already.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Zombie Zoo.
Yeah, Zombie Zoo. Yes, fun episode. I just love how it just goes against the norm of our typical Ladybug episode.
Yeah, very unique episode. Good choice there. So Steve picked the best of the 4 episodes. So that counts for something, in my opinion. It's very subjective, but no love for Glaciator, Dark Owl, and Robustus. My opinion, the top.
Les Bouts Noirs was my second choice.
My opinion, the top 3 episodes of the season, but yeah, I don't know how to grade that because I guess so. I'm going to start off lenient and I'm going to reward the ridiculousness, and I'll give Andy and Alex 5 points each. But my opinion could very rapidly change. Let's just put that out there, and I'll give Sarah and Steve 4 points for solid answers as well. But yeah, we're starting strong here. So let's move into question 2. We're going to open the door to more ridiculousness now. And the question is, which character has earned the Lucky Charm so far this season? Basically, I'm asking who is the MVP, the most valuable character, the character that's done the most, that you like the most. Very open-ended question. Who has earned the Lucky Charm? Any character. Steve, you get first pick. So who you got?
Okay, I guess to no one's surprise, based on my last answer, my answer is Chloe.
Yeah.
She hasn't appeared in that many episodes, but quality over quantity. She makes up for it with quality. Her few episodes she appeared so far this year. I just love how you gain this development. Like we had like one episode in season 1 when they showed some sort of a different side of Chloe, so they're gonna follow up on that. And I'm excited though. I can't wait to see what happens when the Queen Bee appears and what they're gonna do. And I can't wait to meet her Miraculous. I wonder what kind of attitude that person's gonna have to deal with Chloe. This person is gonna have to be even tougher than Tiki.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chloe, Steve's pick, synergy with his last answer, and I like including the quality over quantity that needed to be addressed if you're going to pick Chloe here. So good job, Alex. You're next up. Who has earned your Lucky Charm?
Well, see, when I think of the Lucky Charm, I think of it as something that you pull out for a very brief moment, but by the end of the episode, just when you really need it, and it's always effective, no matter what, even for the short time it's there. And really, that character is Plog. Because Plog appears for like maybe 30 seconds in every episode, but he always lets off a line that's really good. And I like whenever he shows up, he's got like a 90% effectiveness rating. Okay. Like in Captain Hard Rock, he's like, hey, you can enjoy the concert without leaving the comfort of your own room. Or like in Nightingale, he's the one who's like making fun of Chat Noir's bell. Like that's a very meta thing to make fun of. Of course, they always go back to the cheese jokes, but I think they've gotten better with the cheese jokes. Like, for example, in Siren, like Adrian is using that to his advantage to try to get him to spill his secrets. Like, I've got this really good cheese, and like your Plog just screaming in pain and agony, trying to hold in his desire, but at the same time needing to keep the secrets. So like all in all, I think that Plog, whenever he shows up, especially in season 2, he's been a delight to have on screen, and I always enjoy him. Just like a Lucky Charm, he shows up at just the right time for me.
Well, I guess he shows up at the right time according to somebody, so that's good at least. 90% effectiveness by what metric?
By the lines, like by jokes that he gives. Like, I do think there's like one or two jokes here or there, usually related to cheese, that are like whatever. But I think that for the little bit of dialogue that they give him, every time that they give him a joke to do, I think it's funny.
I mean, Plog has definitely been better recently. He's had a few good episodes, but this is an interesting choice. Alex, I'm going to say you are the Plog of this podcast. How about that?
To be okay, I think that's fitting, actually.
I think your personalities are similar. Okay, so maybe it's a fitting choice. Do you also love cheese, Alex?
Actually, I hate cheese with a burning passion,
okay.
But
you've insulted Plog, so that's gone. Okay, so that's an interesting answer. Sarah, who has earned your Lucky Charm?
Okay, well, it should be no surprise, considering I guess I was named the captain of the Marinette Appreciation Squad, that my answer for the MVP is Marinette. It's probably not the most out there answer, but I would like to give my TED Talk on why Marinette is the best and deserves the MVP award of this season. Thank you all for coming.
Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so not only has she been just extremely brilliant in every single episode, that's helped them to defeat the Akuma in each episode, helping to solve those problems, and staying strong in the face of such humongous amount of pressure put on her shoulders, like in Zombie Zoo, and her comrades one after the other were taken up by the zombie curse. And then in addition to that, we've seen for the majority of the season her compassion really shining through, putting others before her. For example, when she gets in trouble so she can save Max's robot from the principal and Robustus, or when she makes this huge effort in Dark Owl to humor Mr. Democles, the principal who wants to be a superhero. I could list many others. There was the Collector, when she was risking her reputation, with the designer she admires in Gabriel, so that Adrian can go back to school. And thirdly, she is incredibly forgiving. People have been not so great to Marinette, when Shat in Glaciator's kind of acting out on her for missing out on that dinner date that he had planned, or when Chloe's pretty rude in Zombie Zoo. And so even though sometimes she has a temper and can take that out on some people like Chloe, she in most part looks to see the good in people, and that's why she's the MVP and why she's Paris's hero. And that is the end of my TED Talk.
Yay, Paris's hero. Yes, good TED Talk. Alex, does that make you feel bad about your answer that you got followed up with that after blog?
Not exactly, because I think that it depends on your interpretation of Lucky Charm, right? Like Marinette.
Yeah, I put what the interpretation was next to the question, MVP, and you just twisted it to suit your.
He's valuable to me, but I agree that Marinette is valuable to the show. Like without
she's valuable
Marinette,
to more than just the show. She's valuable to the people that are close to her and her friends and everybody.
Yes,
right.
Everybody.
Marinette is a strong character for sure. And
she Alex is sticking by plot. That's the right.
I'm giving love to the ones that aren't loved. The loveless.
Well, sometimes though, Marinette her obsession with Adrian does sometimes get her into trouble.
Yeah, I don't think we've toned that down this season.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes she can be a little mean, a little possessive, Adrian. In the Riptide episode, when I think she was a little nuts there, but she's improving.
Yeah, reposed. Okay.
Yeah,
I got there. Great answer, especially juxtaposed with Alex's. So, Andy,
sides of the same coin.
Is that what that means? Andy, let's see if you rhyme in your answer. I'm not sure if you're planning on continuing this, but who's earned your lucky charm?
I wasn't sure at first who at first I would choose. Marinette and Hawkmoth sure did amuse, but after much debate, Adrian is 10 out of 10 I would rate. His taunting of plage of ancient cheese, endless puns that never displease. His stupidity as Chat reached new heights. He even won a couple of fights. Chat Noir had a fight with Ladybug when all he wanted to do was hug. And later he finally learned that Master Fu had returned. He pushes Marinette to change her actions, at least when she avoids all distractions. And now we're here in the middle of the season, and I can't think of a fitting reason to not say that he's earned the lucky charm he often yearned. And because it seems you can't tell when I'm done, this line I've added as the last one.
Okay, thank you. Did you add that? You can't respond to me apparently now because you want to continue to talk in rhymes, but I'm going to assume you added that after.
It was actually really good until that last line.
Yeah. Since when are you the cat fanboy, Andy? Nope. Okay. He can't. See, this is going to be a problem if you can't follow up with your answers. This was a strong start.
Here's where I would say something witty, but I didn't plan a rhyme. What a pity.
Okay, so you have stock answers in ready at the ready. Gotcha. Interesting. See, I feel like this. If you could pull it off and you could converse with the rhyming, then this might succeed more. But I did still like that answer. I liked the rate line particularly.
I'm getting Deadman Man crybaby flashbacks here.
No, not this show's too pure. And but yeah, I'm still buying it for now, so I'll give Andy another 5 points there. Although we'll see when we get to the back half of the questions. Sarah gets a rare 6 out of 5 for that incredible answer. Alex and Steve get 4s for also strong answers. So we have Andy tied for the lead with the rhyming thing. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to question. Let's move on to question 3. Expecting even more ridiculous answers for which ship has won the season so far, and you need to distinguish between the 4 Marinette and Adrian. So, which ship has sailed? Not necessarily become canon, but in your heart, which ship has sailed so far this season? Let's start with Sarah.
Okay, so, as I raved on about Ladrian in my first answer, you might expect that to be my choice, but it's not. I'm picking Lady Noir. And my reason for that, my disappointing some people, was that their top choice. Sorry, too bad, picked it. But because they have been so strong in terms of their development this season so far, I think the theme of trust has been really prevalent between them in many different episodes, and like how well they work together. In like Dark Owl was an amazing example of Marinette and Adrian Ladybug and Chat Noir really trusting in each other to transform in front of one another and not peek and reveal their identities. They work super well in Frighteningale with all the rhyming, and so I feel like they've been super strong. We have the super emotional episode of Glaciator also, where they are able to kind of have like that open, honest conversation with each other, and I think that's really brought this ship to a new level.
Yes, it was a very strong season for the Lady Noir so far. So a good answer there. Let's see how many people pick the corners of the square. What we get? Well, one is covered. So please do not answer Lady Noir. Let's go to Steve next. Steve, what do you got with us?
All right, my answer is gotta be Juleka and Rose.
Yes,
definitely seen the most development. Yeah,
you forgot who they were earlier, but still a good answer.
Well, I just got a little nervous. And besides, I got confused in that episode when they had those code names. I'm like Rose in a way. I got confused.
Oh, yeah, what if someone just came on and only called the characters by their code names from Gig and Titan? Yeah.
But yeah, they actually really, it seems like it's kind of canon in this series. It's Kitty Boom level of canon. Like, I think they're self-aware, knowing that people are going to ship them, so they're giving us some nice little background stuff here, and it reminds me of Lyra and Bomb Bomb and My Little Pony, so type of thing. But yeah, I'm on board with the Juleka and Rose. That's the ship I probably most care about. And anything else, who Marinette, Adrian, they get together, okay, fine, whatever. But as long as they get Juleka and Rose, I am happy.
Yes, the one true ship of the show, right? Everyone knows that. So it's a good answer from Steve there. We'll see if I deduct points for the My Little Pony reference, but I think you earned them back with the Mysticons reference, so it evens out. But okay, Steve has claimed Juleka and Rose. I'm going to make it's so tempting to just make Andy go last since he clearly only has one answer prepared. So let's go to Alex next. Which ship has won the season so far?
Well, look, I'm a simple person. I see Adrian and Marinette together. I like it. So, like, Adrianette, I think it has continued to be a strong ship. Like, from the Du Villain, when they are dancing together, Adrian takes Marinette into the floor, and you have the nice lighting around them as they get close together. But dancing to what Marinette later calls in Bafana her favorite song, so, like, that just makes it all the more cute. But also, like, in later episodes, like Siren, or not Siren, which one is it? Gorzilla, where Adrian trusts Marinette enough to hide with her all over the place. Like, you see that there is a growing relationship between them, to the point where also in the Adrian Marinette state that they both trust each other a little bit more, especially Adrian towards Marinette. we also have the revelation in this season that Adrian still has the lucky charm from season 1 that Marinette gifted her during the video game episode. So that's a cute detail to keep around. And and also the fact that now we're being very clear that Marinette's friends recognize that Marinette likes Adrian and are helping her out with it. So I think that also helps a huge deal, because when your friends around you know who you like, that adds, I think, a little bit of confidence to you in the long run. So that's definitely going to help Marinette slowly get herself together around Adrian, having other people around her support her in that. So, yeah, Adrianette is the foundation ship of this show, and I think it's still sailing smoothly so far this season.
Are you claiming that Marinette will ask out Adrian soon? Is that what you're claiming?
I think that if we ever get to that point, it's going to be Marinette who asks Adrian out.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, well, she's the one with the arrow pointed, with that combination. But okay, Adrianette, solid answer there as well from Alex, and we are left with Andy. And so Andy, which let's hope if you picked one of the two, it was one of the half remaining. Which ship has won the season?
My answers will surely decline because I can't help but remind that rhyming is definitely hard, so some responses are simply barred. Unfortunately, I must repeat Sarah's answer at the least. Adrianette was a strong contender and Marichat was a gross offender, but one stood above the rest.
Wow.
Lady Noir was cuter than a bird's nest. Give me a moment to make it all clear. The competition wasn't even near. Ladybug and Chat have been getting closer. Their attraction has been plowing through like a bulldozer. Chat Noir's advantages are starting to bear fruit, even though Ladybug once thought him a brute. She finds his puns at least quite amusing. How long it took, though, is quite confusing. They've spent so much time shoulder to shoulder. You'd think at some point she'd fall for the smolder. But here we are with Marinette still believing that Adrian is the one that her heart should be needing. Just wake up, girl, this dork is the one. He's cute, quirky, adorable, and fun. And Adrian needs to see through the mask to see that Marinette is the one he should ask to go on a date, and that would be most cute. As Chat Noir and Ladybug, they'd be more than snug.
I think you had time to revise that answer. There's like a solid 5 minutes after.
Dylan, I think if you go back and check, my answer was clear and this wasn't a wreck.
Answer was clear. Does that rhyme?
No,
If you go back and check, my answer was
check
clear.
and wreck. Okay, the cadence was off, but okay, sure.
Also, this might have been because of a rhyme, but calling Mary Shad a gross offender, that's an insult. Glaciator is a beautiful episode for Mary Shad.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's an instant 2 for repeating an answer from Andy, although that was
That answer might have flopped, but I've got so many rhymes, you'll be shocked.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to be shocked because we've established
Flopped and shocked doesn't rhyme.
It's close enough, I guess. All
right, Andy P.
It's there were some very good rhymes there though from Andy, but he gets a 2. I'm gonna can't give any handicaps because he put this upon himself. So 2 there. Sarah 4, Alex 5, Steve 5. I've forgotten why at this point because of rhyming. So I think that moved Andy into last. So let's see if he can make a comeback. Yeah, we've got Sarah and Alex tied for the lead. Steve 1 behind, Andy 2 behind. So let's continue on to question 4. What has been the lamest action taken by Hawkmoth this season? So Delaney, and April have gotten into the habit of criticizing Hawkmoth's increasing ridiculousness this season. So he's made many ridiculous he's done many ridiculous things this season. So which has been the lamest of all of them? Let's start with Alex.
Okay, I think this went a little unnoticed, but or maybe not. But in the episode Robustus, where his home security system gets hijacked by Robustus and he gets closed in. Well, once that is all solved and Ladybug de-akumatizes Robustus and everything. Papillon goes through the work of opening up the window just to give his monologue and then close it again. Now, why do you go through the effort if you're already closed in and like you've already failed? Well, why go through the effort of opening the window? You can't even see Ladybug or Chat Noir, so what's the point of even keeping the window open? And just to give like a 5-second monologue just to close it again. It was a very useless thing, like just to keep up the mirage of, oh, I'm a supervillain. In the end, it just comes off as very lame.
So you're referring to the default animation they have of like when they pan away from him, the window closes or whatever. Yeah.
Well, like they show the window opening, he talks for 5 seconds, and then it closes again.
Yeah, it's because they reuse the animation. That's the answer. That's why.
But it just adds to the lameness, especially like coming off of the fact that he's just been beaten up by his own missiles. Like it adds insult to injury just seeing him go through the motions of his lame villainness.
Okay, it's an interesting observation. I think we're going to choose something from Robustus. It is the missiles part, but interesting choice from Alex there to start us off. Let's throw a bone to Andy and go to him second here. So Andy, what's the lamest action taken by Hawkmoth?
This season has seen Hawkmoth at new lows, despite how often he's come to blows. Look, he might pretend to be all high and mighty. All I'm saying is he's been rather flighty. His record of evilizing people has gotten rather strange. It seems to me that he might need a change, because in one episode when he was trying to frighten, he instead made a baby into Gigan Titan. I mean, if this isn't rock bottom, I don't know what is. How can you make a mistake as embarrassing as his? All the villain did was try to find candy. To me, that doesn't seem very handy. By the end of the episode, I began to question whether Hawkmoth had a confession, that his intelligence might be lower than the baby in the stroller.
Okay, so that's a good answer. Akumatizing a baby. Yep, that's a very, very lame action taken by Hawkmoth this season, and it also rhymed for some reason. So, good answer, Andy. Okay, let's go to Steve here. What you got, Steve?
Well, very one simple sentence. Come, my little Kuma! Come, my little Kuma! The episode Godzilla, when he intentionally gets his bodyguard to be angry so he can akumatize him, which actually kind of was smart, but that speech though, it just so makes him look so lame and such a loser, and like he lost so much villain cred with that one little thing. If he just would have been, but still, it was so funny. Come, my little Kuma. Come, my little Kuma.
Fly, my Kuma.
Fly.
Yeah,
fly.
Come is the opposite. Yeah,
that would be the collectioner. The collector.
Yeah, but seriously though, nothing can top akumatizing a baby except for maybe akumatizing a puppy. But this was probably my favorite moment of Hawkmoth this season. It's just so hilarious. It's like old school '80s cartoon villainy.
Wait, okay, so it was a good answer, Steve, but you just acquiesced to Andy at the end there. You just said, oh, mine's not as good as Andy's answer, but, so you can't do that, but,
no, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it was, this was my first choice, actually.
Yes, this is the thing that started our meeting.
I'm saying this was my first, I'm just saying, logically, it probably is the baby. I'm just saying, with my heart, you're
still hedging, but, okay, it's, this is the call the bodyguard and then akumatize them after you get mad at him from calling him that we, started our Hawkmoth memeing on the podcast. So yes, a solid choice. Okay, Sarah, what is your lamest Hawkmoth action?
All right, well, I would say what is the most lame thing for Hawkmoth to do is in the collector, we know at the very end that he is suspicious of Chat Noir being Adrian, and yet he akumatizes himself into being a villain and attacks entire episode spends attacking Chat Noir. He puts him into danger and attacks who he thinks could be potentially his son. I think that is by far the lamest thing. Like, what kind of parent are you, Hawkmoth / Gabriel Grest?
Yes. Okay. I did not remember that, but yeah, I don't think the show tracked Gabriel's suspicions very well, and that could be an example of that. But that's a more serious offense than opening the blinds, I would say. But yeah, that's interesting choice.
It's lame to be a bad parent.
Yeah, this is a PSA from Sarah. It's lame to be a bad parent. Okay, so Steve gets a 2 for backing off of his answer. I didn't like that. Alex gets a 3. Wasn't crazy about the blinds. I'm going to give Sarah I'll give Sarah a 3 to differentiate from the best answer, which was Andy's, which is he gets a 5. So Andy's back in this after that strong showing. Still not tired of it yet somehow. And we have.
I might still claim victory. This isn't very predictory.
Is predictory a word?
Define predictory? Yeah. Can someone Google that, see if that's a word? I'm unsure if Andy's like coming up with these on the fly, which I think is he didn't, or he has like stock rhyme answers prepared, which is interesting. Like we have to try to induce situations where he will not have a stock answer ready. But tied for the lead, Andy, Sarah, and Alex at 17, Steve at 15, heading into question 5. Will we get Here's an interesting one. Will we get any form of Marinette and Adrian identity reveal in the remainder of this season? So, will they, any form? They don't need to like fully reveal their identities to each other, Marinette and Adrian. 10 episodes left this season, not a ton of time. We've been really anticipating this identity reveal. Is it coming? Yes or no, and why? Let's start with Sarah.
Okay. My answer to this is yes, I do think that there will be an identity reveal this season. However, I think that what's going to happen in the finale, which I will elaborate later on potentially, is that they're going to lose their memories, and so they will forget right afterwards.
I've seen this so many times.
That would suck.
Troll hunters all over again.
Why are they doing that?
Because of the angst.
Because angst, yes.
Because they hate us.
Because it's this show. Okay. So.
Okay, but their identities are gonna be revealed to each other. They're gonna have this big, powerful, emotional moment, and then they're gonna have to lose their memory.
Yep, I can see it. I don't want it, but I can see it. So, this is a strong stake to claim in the potential finale here. So, okay, we've got a yes from Sarah. Wasn't expecting that. Alex, what you got?
Well, my friend Plog told me that people are blind in this show. Like, as far as Adrian wearing a Chat Noir costume, nobody will recognize it. So I am very doubtful we get an identity reveal this season. I think we'll get there eventually, but I do think that we're still too early in the show to go that deep into the identity reveal. Well, we just got to Plog and Tiki figuring out who each other's miraculous person is, and we're in season 2. So I definitely think that while there is something big going to happen for the finale, I don't think an identity reveal is what we should be expecting.
Yeah, sensible answer. Okay. Don't expect anything from the finale. I agree. Okay, Steve.
Hey, don't expect this from the finale. You can expect other things. We'll get there.
Okay, yeah, we still have a prediction question left. Steve, identity reveal, yes or no?
No, because I think this show is sort of like a trilogy. So this is probably for like saving for like the season 3 finale. However, I do think there's a chance though that Arya is going to learn Ladybug's identity.
Okay.
So I think that'd be a first step, and they're saving that for like down the line. So yeah. That's my answer.
That was not the question, Alia, but it's a first step. Okay. Yeah. Also, the show's definitely not a trilogy because we know they're already working on season 5. So,
well, no, I'm trilogy in terms of big steps. Like Ruby sort of like sees series as trilogies. That's what I meant.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Ruby thing where each season is part 1, part 2, part 3. No, I hope not. But the similar long-term plan going on now. So, okay. Steve says maybe Alia. That's Steve's answer. Andy, identity reveal, Marinette and Adrian, yes or no?
There will be no reveal, mark my words, just as elephants travel in herds. This show will continue to infuriate. There's no way they'll open the floodgate.
That's it?
I have more. Just look at last season. Moving on from this structure would be nearly treason. The joke will continue to endlessly be that Marinette and Adrian can't possibly see, that Ladybug is one and Chat Noir the other, them being smart is a thought that causes a shudder. Now look at Plage and Tiki clearly know, along with Master Fu, the old bro, but none will tell the secret of the kids, telling the identities Fu forbids. This will continue time and again, but maybe will end in season 10.
Okay, I like that. I like the season 10 thing. The elephant herd part was very stupid. But kind of got there at the end with the season 10, even though, what are you going to do if I just move on? You pause. What if I don't throw back? So, well, I think that's probably happened for at least something written down. All 4s across the board on this answer. Wasn't blown away by any of them, but at the same time, this was a tough question. It was either just a yes or a no. So, same thing heading into the final question here. We have a 3-way tie at the top. Andy with his rhyming is in play for the win. Andy, Sarah, and Alex at 21, Steve at 19. Very open-ended question to end things here. Give me any predictions for the upcoming season 2 finale. Only 10 episodes left in the season. What are we getting in the finale? Let's start with Steve.
Okay, I predict we're going to find out that Hawkmoth has a boss, someone above him, who's sort of being like the puppeteer while he's a puppet, and that person is none other than Adrian's grandmother. And
dun, dun.
Yeah, dun dun dun. I think it's probably his Hawkmoth's mother, probably not his mother-in-law, but it could go either way there. But that's what I think.
Okay, Adrian's grandmother, the true villain of the show. I don't know if I've heard that before, so I guess that's unique. That could be a thing where it's Hawkmoth's not the true villain, there's someone above them. So that's what we got from Steve. Okay. Sarah, season 2 finale predictions.
All right, get ready. Okay, so there's 2 parts. Part number 1, Lila. Part number 2, Trainwreck.
Lila, yes!
Lila is coming back with a vengeance. We haven't seen her since the end of season 1, and there's a reason for that, because she's coming back. She's recruited her best friend, Kagami, which we haven't seen since Repost, so she has to be coming back. Hawkmoth has recruited them as his henchwomen, but they end up turning on him, and they become the most powerful supervillain duo of all time. And they're also led by they trap the whole classroom on a train while they're on a field trip. And Hawkmoth is super mad that Lila and Kagami have defected. And so he akumatizes the train conductor. Meanwhile, Ladybug and Shad, they're fighting the Akuma, but because the train doesn't have a conductor at this point, because it's akumatized, it goes off the rails, and there's a huge train wreck. Shad gets hurt, Ladybug is still okay, but Shad gets detransforms. This is when that reveal happens. Ladybug freaks out, and Ladybug detransforms. There's a super sad moment and romantic moment between them, but kind of a little bit. Ladybug takes his ring, uses it and her earrings, uses the wish to save the whole class, and the price that they have to pay is that they forget who each other are, and that is what's happening in the season 2 finale.
Yes, I like the fanfic.
That answer was crazy detailed, almost as bad as the train derailed.
Well,
okay, so that one had to have been on the fly because you referenced her answer. So that was the first evidence I have that you weren't just an answering machine, Andy, this podcast. Okay. No bonus points for that. No. Thanks for trying. But that was I see you've gone the Alex school of detailed prediction answers. We'll hear from the proprietor of that in a second. But yeah, I love the Kagami and Lila. Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know if Lila conspicuously missing, and the whole train thing. That sounds great. That sounds way better than we're actually going to get in the finale. So I like that. Alex, can you beat the detail from that answer? Any season 2 finale predictions?
Well, I think that this season has been giving a lot more focus to Master Fu and him preparing Marinette for bigger and better things. Like we saw him first explaining what the Miraculouses are, then he goes on to explain what the Miraculouses do once they're brought together. And very recently, we saw him give Marinette all the recipes for upgrading the Miraculouses. So what I think is going to happen is that we are building up to a finale. And also in a recent episode, we saw Master Fu infiltrate to get Gabriel's house, to teach Adrian things. But we know that Hawkmoth is also aware, the Guardian is in town, and I need him to interpret the book for me. So I think what is going to happen is we are are ramping up to a confrontation between Master Fu and Hawkmoth. We are going to get into some very deep things, especially talking about the reality-changing nature of this final wish. They will get into a big fight. Master Fu will remind Gabrielle of the sacrifice that he has to make, and Hawkmoth will deliver the line, "The hardest choices require the strongest wills." And once he delivers that line and they do a final fight, Master Fu is defeated, similar to how Yoda is defeated by the Emperor in Episode 3 of Star Wars. He has to exile himself to avoid giving up any more valuable information to Hawkmoth, and he gives all his remaining knowledge, including the Miraculouses, to Marinette, and Marinette becomes the Guardian for Season 3 and beyond. So she is given more responsibility as Master Fu has to leave the show, and Marinette is going forward on her quest to eventually defeat Hawkmoth, but on her own.
Okay, we kind of got there to a common theory at the end, which is the Marinette becomes the Guardian Master for Season 3. Yes, that seems like something we could do, and I do like that. I don't know about this grand Hawkmoth and Master Fu face-off in the finale. I feel like we got to have Marinette involved somehow, but it's heavily influenced by the last episode we saw, and definitely seems like we're going to go somewhere there. So yeah, I like it. I like quoting a specific line that was random, added to the detail. But yes, good stuff there from Alex. Okay. The fate of the panel hinges on Andy's final answer here. So Andy, what Season 2 finale predictions do you have?
It seems you saved the best for last, so I'll make this one fast. I'm very excited to see the end of this Kwame-giving trend. In the finale at last, we'll see the whole cast. Chloe will finally become Queen Bee and finally be more than just a bourgeoisie. Carapace might finally make an appearance, but we'll see if the show has any coherence. Rena Roge will jump in and make a mirage. It'll be a total barrage. All 5 on screen together, it'll be endless sunny weather.
Is bourgeoisie a word?
Yes.
It is a word, but usually refers to a group of people.
Okay, so Andy clearly just has like thesaurus.com out or some rhyming dictionary, because we did learn that predictory was a word. So we fact checked that. Anything else you'd like to add, Andy?
It seems that I may have spoke too soon. Alex seems to be a complete buffoon.
Okay, so that was that was an unused stock answer from
yeah. Like, what did I do?
Andy's he has other things written out. And what situation did you anticipate arising that you would need to call Alex a buffoon? You can't answer that. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, that there is many possibilities in which I could have made myself a buffoon.
This one doesn't even count. This mistake will be hard to surmount.
Okay, so just giving us the stock answers, interesting.
Well, he admitted defeat there.
Why? Because it was all a mistake?
Yeah, he just said that like he's given up.
Okay, so it was a good answer. Carapace. I mean, B is going to happen in the B trilogy, but I guess she could permanently in the finale, something like that. Yeah, and all of them on screen at the same time, like that. That rhyming answer did have a legitimate prediction in there. Get Carapace in there, have all of them together in the finale. So I will award that answer 5 points. Steve answered 3 points. Alex gets 4, Sarah 5, which brings us to a tie in our final score, which is Andy 26, Sarah 26, Alex 25, and Steve 22. And I have a way to break this tie. This is very unconventional, but I'm going to temporarily award Andy the FaceTime because I would like to see what he has prepared for his winner's statement. And then if I'm happy, if I'm satisfied with what his FaceTime contains, then I'll actually award him the true winner and we'll end. Otherwise, Sarah will win. So, right. Andy, thank you for you temporarily won the panel. What do you have to say in the winner's circle here?
See, I didn't really have anything prepared because being the winner, I never thought you'd declare.
Rip.
Continue.
I'm making this up completely on the spot. I'm gonna rot.
One more chance here. Okay.
Dylan, I came very close. But now I'm toast.
I was really anticipating you having a statement prepared and actually awarding you the win, but that was definitely not what I was looking for. So congratulations, Sarah, on the panel.
I came so close. I didn't think you'd let me win, Dylan. I just didn't. Okay, I didn't expect
Why?
it.
There was a see. I think you've arrived at the secret to winning panels for yourself, Andy, which is to not respond, not have follow-ups, because usually that hurts you.
I have to put a thing on myself where I can't talk when you talk to me.
Just don't follow up, because that usually loses you points. This was actually a very good performance because you had the initial answers and then did not detract points later. Yeah. But Sarah, congratulations. What would you like to say? Anything about Ladybug or the panel or anything else?
Well, I had a really fun time on my first panel / podcast. I've been really enjoying Miraculous Ladybug season 2. It's been really fun to watch, and I'm really excited for new episodes to come eventually when they come. That's really all I have to say.
Yay! So great job, Sarah. Congrats. Yes, Alex.
Yeah.
I called it. I knew she was going to win.
I mean, I was trying to give it to Andy. It didn't cooperate.
Since the panel is over, can I say that the line I uttered for my final moment, that comes from the masterful Thanos from the classic film Infinity War, because really this entire show is just Infinity War, to the point that they're going for a reality-changing stone.
Oh, don't spoil things.
Which reality changing?
Alex seems to be a complete buffoon.
Yeah, you used that one already. Okay.
Yeah, forget you. See, you couldn't respond to that because at the time. I know you wanted to point that out.
Oh, I wanted to so bad.
Which powerful stone? The miraculous? Is this a stone?
Yeah, the miraculous is because in Robustus, like Master Fu literally describes the combination of the two miraculouses as the ultimate power that shapes reality, and that's a very similar power to what's described by Thanos in Infinity War.
So you're saying Hawkmoth is Thanos trying to collect all the miraculouses.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and to the point of Master Fu saying like there needs to be balance to the universe. So if you use that something else has to pay for it. So like it's a very similar concept, really, and which is why for a saga like Miraculous Ladybug, you do need these giant matchups to really build up to that moment where he finally snaps his fingers, and stuff happens.
Okay. I still have not seen it, so I would not have awarded that. Obviously, interesting comparisons there.
He wears purple.
Okay, noted.
They're both purple people.
Just to answer your question, Dylan, from earlier, and the listeners, I prepared about 50% of what I said.
No, you didn't. Stop it. You prepared all of everything except that one time I pointed it out.
No, I was adding stuff to multiple poems as you were saying stuff.
I probably would have had more detailed answers you asked me to predict the season finale of OKKO.
No, that's clearly not what I
I know. I'm just saying though, it's hard.
Yeah, what you're saying? Ladybug doesn't have any sort of cohesive plot, so
no, I'm saying
really
it's hard.
It's hard.
I'm complimenting.
Okay, it's unpredictable. That's another way of looking at it. That was a very ridiculous panel. Somehow not as ridiculous as the current state of the Miraculous Ladybug subreddit, which has just evolved into B memes. But I'm glad we didn't do any of those here. So
if Jerry Seinfeld was on Miraculous Ladybug, what character would he play?
I'm kind of shocked you didn't make any B jokes, Alex. That was maybe the surprise of the panel.
You didn't really give a Chloe question in here, but like
Steve turned half of his answers into Chloe answers.
Only on this panel, you guys think of Jerry Seinfeld. First thing you think about is B movie and not the sitcom Seinfeld. I know.
We should have seen Steve turning that into Seinfeld coming. But all the classic character moments breaking out here. All of your favorite OVA characters getting their.
Yes, stay tuned to Overly Animated for the buzz on the upcoming Queen Bee trilogy.
Oh yeah, what if we had our second a week Ladybug podcast called The Buzz? What if we just did B stuff the whole time? Yeah, that's possible. Okay, so we'll be talking about the trilogy come end of this month. We're very excited, or the first two parts of the trilogy.
Well, we got one more episode before that.
We'll see. We'll see
Maybe.
about that. We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, let us know what you thought of this panel. Did you like this? Would you like to see regular Ladybug panels? Probably they won't all be as ridiculous as this. Will I have to?
Should my answers be more ridiculous? please let me know.
You had this, you had the more straightforward answers, and it was the true battle tied for the top with the straightforward and then the ridiculous. So
well, after you ducked point and saying I was talking too long with my one of my answers about which is like the best ship, I kind of got shied away from long answers.
Yeah, you overcompensated there, but
you scared me away.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, just. Yeah. Okay. Will I have to borrow rhyming from future Ladybug panels? We'll see. So let us know what you thought in the comments. YouTube comments, overlyanimated.com. You can also talk Ladybug with us on Discord, overlyanimated.com/Discord. Support us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Phonician, aka Fusion. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. Thank you to our panelists. What a creative panel this was. And who should have won? Let us know in the comments who's your favorite panelist and why wasn't it Andy? And
wow. I can't believe this.
I'm interested to see if people enjoyed the rhyming or not. Well, they enjoyed when I did the rhyming intro, but that was a much more condensed version. Also, should be known this was not an original concept. I did this last Ladybug podcast with the intro.
However, has anybody done a French intro on the podcast? I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, you just did a whole answer in French. Yeah. That was awesome.
Well, if you ever be on an anime podcast, Alex, you just talk Japanese. I dare you. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
Next anime podcast, I gotta speak some Japanese.
Try for that.
You can keep that. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Okay. We'll be back to talk Ladybug whenever the next episode is out, potentially next weekend. We'll see, but who knows what Zach will do. Until then, let us know what you thought, and thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
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 Au revoir.